Hey, this is an important topic. We got to talk about this. Probably the most important topic we're facing in America and the world, but mostly in America. They want us to destroy ourselves. And by they, I mean bankers, globalists, NWO folks, anyone who is puppeteering and pulling the strings. I think it goes all the way back to the VATICAN, right? A lot of groups and a lot of people are pawns in their game. I think Israel's a pawn. I think, they activate all these people, and it's just this weird situation. They want us to destroy ourselves, and they want the left to destroy the right, and they want the right to destroy the left. I've got a clip here from Megyn Kelly. I used to like her too, but we have to remember anyone who is a part of the mainstream media industrial complex is sus. Remember, they tricked us into going into war or wanting to go to war with Iraq. They trick us into fighting with the left. If you go all the way back and peel back the surface of what was beneath the Civil War, you'll see that was a rich man's trick as well, right? It's all about bankers. It's all about the banking establishment, and it's bullshit. We got to wake up. All right, I'm going to play this clip, and then we'll talk about it. So here we go.
Here's my question. Without looking it up, who is David Dutch? Who is Jim Copenhaver? Who is David Dutch? Who is Jim Copenhaver? Any idea? You don't know. You don't know because I didn't know until this morning, which means more than likely you don't know. No offense, but I just mean I live in news and you have lives. You know who they are? They are the two other people who were shot in Butler, Pennsylvania, behind Donald Trump, along with Corey Compatore, who was killed. Nobody knows their name. Nobody knows those two names. And yet they were both shot along with Corey and Donald Trump, who was shot in the ear. David was shot in the chest and the liver. He also sustained broken ribs and required surgery. Jim Copenhaver, by the way, David, 57, Jim, 74, was also critically injured. He was shot in the triceps, plural, says the article I'm reading, and abdomen, according to The Guardian. We don't even know their names. So most people don't know Corey Comparatore's name, who was killed, the firefighter behind Trump. That's 3. And then if you include Trump, who was shot that day in the ear, 4. That's 4 Republicans shot thanks to political violence within the past, year and a half. That was July.
If you're just joining, hang with me. We're watching this clip of Megyn Kelly talking about the people that were shot during the alleged assassination on Trump, and then we're going to talk about it. I think the media is stoking the fires. I think they want us to fight each other. I think they want to do a left-right war. I think the bankers are behind this BS. Let's continue, then we'll talk about this.
Of 24. And then came Charlie. And we know Charlie's name. We know Trump's name. Most people don't know those other 3. I'm sick of this shit. And so is everybody else.
That's what I'm talking about, stoking fires. And you know what? I used to like Megyn Kelly too. I'm deeply conservative, longtime conservative. I don't identify with either party now because I see the right. Benny Johnson's been doing it, and he's getting called out on his Instagram when he posts these kind of stuff. We have to call these people out as antagonizers. They're trying to do what they did when they rallied the people to go to war in the Gulf, which was bullshit, and unalive the 500,000 children over the course of number of years. We got to wake up to this. We cannot be pitted against one another. She's an antagonist. I used to like her too, not anymore.
On the right, and everyone else who is sane. They want to hold up Charlie like he was just this one. It was just some sick kid who took Charlie down. Bull. We all watched the former president of the United States, the Republican nominee for president, get shot in the head, which is where your ear is, in the head in July of 2024. And then we quickly moved on from the fact that 3 other Republicans, MAGA-supporting Republicans, were shot too that day. Why don't we ever talk about them? Let me ask you a question.
All right, okay, there you go. we don't have a lot of room to not get played again, to not get manipulated again, right? We got played hard during COVID. Money went from the middle and lower class to the 1%. Bullshit. It was a scam. It was a rich man's trick. Most people know this by now. Looking back, I think even the most believing, even the person that believes in the science the most will admit that, hey, the cure was way worse than the disease. Shutting down supply chains, shutting down society, that's a warfare tactic, right? When you disrupt your enemy's supply chains, that's a warfare. So we're under, the masses in America and the world are under attack from the 1%. I mean, does anyone not realize this at this point? The left, including conservative talk show hosts and liberal talk show hosts, are trying to pit Americans against one another. They did it during the Civil War. They're doing it now. They always do it. It's just one of those things. They are doing it. It's up to us to like wake up and go, hey, what's up? We don't want to fall for this again. We can't fall for this again. We're right on the brink of a total, collapse in our society. And I don't think we have the room. I know we don't have the room to fight against one another. I always share the meme of the two guys in the glass box, like a terrarium or an aquarium, and they're fighting, and the banker character is standing there looking at him. I wish I had it on my phone right now. I'd share it with you. And he's like, yeah, you guys fight it out, and then I will win. I'll come in and pick up the scraps. It's the same thing as the hyenas do when the lion takes down the prey and another lion fights for the prey. The hyena comes in and takes it after those lions destroy each other. That's what they want. That's what they want. It's wild. It's absolutely wild. But we just, like I say, Katie Hopkins is doing it. I think she's doing it. I used to follow her too. She's an antagonist. Remember, she opens every video with, well, here in batshit bonkers Britain, right? They're agitating the masses. They're antagonizing the masses. This isn't a popular topic because a lot of people follow these people. Megyn Kelly has millions of followers. I used to like her too. I used to think they were speaking truth. But once you see past, the bullshit, and you look at, oh, you want me to fight with the left. You want me to think the left is my enemy. When the reality is, everyone knows the 1% is garnering money and power and control at an astonishing rate. They got a lot of it during COVID times. So you want me to think the left is my enemy when bankers and multinational corporations are really taking over the world, and the technocratic rulers coming out of Silicon Valley. That's what the game is, right? But these people have entire think tanks, entire massive amounts of money. They can push propaganda out there to make the people believe something different. And it is wild. It is wild. I talk to people all the time who don't see who the real enemy is. The real enemy of humanity is finance. Ken O'Keefe says it. Finance is the head of the snake. If we aren't looking at who's doing the finance, who's doing the financing, private central bankers, we're missing the mark. It's not your neighbor. It's not the left. It's not the right. Are they weaponized? Yes. Some people on the left are weaponized against the right, and some people on the right are weaponized against the left. All of these events, I never see them for what the media tells me they are. Even the Charlie Kirk, even the Trump alleged assassination, I don't see them for what they want me to see them for. Because look how many times we've been played, right? There were no weapons of mass destruction. All the financial collapses are super sus. And I think we got another one coming that's going to be the one to end all. The collapse to end all collapses. I think it's going to make 2008 look like a walk in the park. I get a lot of this from David Rogers Webb documentary called The Great Taking. If you haven't watched that, I highly recommend it. If you're concerned and want to protect your assets, including securities, stocks and bonds, including private property, he alleges that anything that is collateralized by debt, right, could be taken, hence the Great Taking, when the system collapses. And what they'll do, they've already done it, right? They've already done it. They did it in 08. They wrote a debt note in our name and said, hey, we got to bail out Wall Street because they're too big to fail. Yeah. What's up? Yeah, Bruce, right? They're too big to fail. But this time, since the dollar is worth next to nothing, they have everything set up at the state level because they changed the Uniform Commercial Code to sweep assets, right? It's already set up. He's working and helping people and helping legislators at the state level reverse that. Apparently, they're having some success in South Dakota, which is very encouraging. He moved to Sweden, actually, to avoid the BS here, thinking that Sweden was going to be safer than all else, but it's in the European Union as well. Again, the Great Taking documentary, probably the most important documentary of our time, you know, if you want to protect your assets. Anyway, there's my piece. I appreciate you hanging out with me and checking it out. Again, go watch The Great Taking or any interview by David Rogers Webb and you'll be brought up to speed. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate you guys, and I'll talk with you next one. Bye-bye.